Welcome to this tutorial on the base64 decode command in Splunk SPL. The base64 decode command is an essential tool for decoding base64 encoded strings back to their original text or binary data. This command plays a crucial role in data transformation and analysis within Splunk, making it easier to work with encoded information that appears in logs, API responses, and various data sources. Before we dive into the decode command, let's understand what base64 encoding actually is. Base64 encoding is a method used to convert binary data into ASCII text format using a set of 64 characters. These characters include uppercase A through Z, lowercase a through Z, numbers 0 through 9, +, and /. For example, when we encode the text Hello World using base64, it becomes SGVSBG8 V29YBGQ equals. This encoding is commonly used for transmitting data over networks and storing binary data in text-based formats. The syntax for the base64 decode command is straightforward and follows standard SPL conventions. You use a pipe symbol followed by the command name base64 decode, then specify the field name that contains the encoded data. The basic structure is pipe base64 decode field _name. This command will decode the base64 encoded values in the specified field and store the decoded result back in the same field, replacing the original encoded content. Let's look at a practical example of how to use the base64 decode command. In this example, we start with a search command that looks for data where the encoded _data field equals SGVSBG8 V29YBGQ equals. We then pipe this result to the base64 decode command, specifying the encoded _data field. The result is that the encoded string SGVSBG8 V29YBGQ equals gets converted back to Hello World. The decoded value replaces the original encoded value in the same field, making the data readable and usable for further analysis. The base64 decode command can be applied to multiple fields within the same search pipeline. In this example, we search the weblog index and then chain multiple base64 decode commands together. First, we decode the user _token field, then we decode the session _ID field. This approach allows you to process multiple encoded fields in a single search, making your SPL queries more efficient. Each decode operation is applied sequentially, so you can handle as many encoded fields as needed in your data processing workflow. The base64 decode command has several important use cases in real-world scenarios. First, it's commonly used for decoding authentication tokens, including JWT tokens and session IDs that are often base64 encoded. Second, it helps extract readable data from encoded payloads in API responses where data might be transmitted in encoded format. Third, it's valuable for log analysis when investigating encoded log entries that need to be decoded for proper analysis. Finally, it's useful for processing email headers where MIME encoded email content needs to be decoded to reveal the actual message content. When working with the base64 decode command, there are several best practices to keep in mind. First, always validate that the field exists before attempting to decode it to avoid errors in your search pipeline. Second, handle invalid base64 strings gracefully in production environments by implementing proper error handling and validation checks. Third, if you need to preserve the original encoded data, use the eval command to create new fields rather than overwriting the existing ones. This way, you maintain both the original encoded data and the decoded version for comprehensive analysis. To summarize, the base64 decode command is an essential tool in Splunk SPL for decoding base64 encoded data. It provides a simple yet powerful way to transform encoded data back into its readable format, making it invaluable for data analysis and investigation. The command features easy-to-use syntax that delivers immediate results for data transformation tasks. With its straightforward implementation and wide range of applications, You're now ready to effectively use the base64 decode command to handle encoded data in your Splunk environment and unlock the full potential of your data analysis workflows. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.